Welcome back. So I've decided that my show menu should actually return the selection from the user, meaning that it's going to, instead of void where it doesn't do anything, it should return an int value, which will be the selection 1 to 5. So what I want the user to be seeing now is the same idea. We're going to show him the list of the different menu items, and then we're going to make a while loop down here that says, while your input is not a number between 1 and 5, I want you to keep trying, right? So the first thing our input should do, the while loop here, is it should try and pass the value, right? So we'll say try int.try pass. We used this earlier on, and what we're going to try and pass is a console.readline. Again, this can be done in multiple lines if you are more into that, but I'm just going to do it this way. So it's going to try and pass this, but we also need a variable to put it into, like I talked about earlier. So I'm going to take a selection variable here, selection, like this, and that's going to be an int value, int, and I'm going to tell the system that I'm going to try pass with the read line and then the out value of selection. Again, go back to the try pass if you want to know what that is all about. I'm going to add a curly bracket start end right here, like this, and now it will keep trying this until I actually put in a real number, right? So there we have the loop, just like the one we built before. So while we don't put in a real selection, it'll just keep running in this loop and say, let's say console, write line, you need to select a number between 1 and 5, like this. There we go. So let's try and run this and see what actually happens. It'll just keep running until I actually put in a number. That's pretty much all I've done right now. So let's, I get an error, of course, because I'm not returning any int value yet. So the last thing I need to do is, of course, return my selection here when they do select the number. And let's just, for the fun of it, do a console log right here, where it just, right line here. When I say console log, it's because I'm just using a lot of JavaScript as well, and there we use the console log, sorry about that. Selection here, selection, whoop, do a plus here, and then just the selection to see what they actually selected here. Let's just correct selection because there we go. Let's try and put in a breakpoint and see what's going on. We already did this, so I'm not going to spend too much time here. We already did this with when we talked about the try pass earlier, so go and look at it. It comes into our tool. It hits our show menu right here. Now that show menu is going to show all the menu items. They're already there if you go in here. Notice here they are. And then it's going to ask me for the first input when I press continue. So it asks me for an input, and let's just write J here. Press enter. It says, well, the input was not J. That's not a number, so we'll have to try again. Let's continue. And you'll notice you need to select a number between 1 and 5. Let me try and write 9 and press enter. Whoops, selection 9, everything passed. So we need a bit more information because this is actually not enough with the try pass as we did now. So let's fix that in the next lesson. Have fun.